Adventures of Lumpy Pear, Episode 17. The sun was coming up. It was a rainy day. It was a warm, rainy day.
What?
Yep. Some places it rains warm rain, and it's really nice. It feels good, like you're in a shower. It was weird, though, because usually it's cold rain. But this morning, it was raining warm. So, everybody had breakfast. It was delicious French toast in Anderson's restaurant. Sir Joseph looked over at the torch on the wall, and sure enough, Blockface was in the fire. And he said, "Hey, Blockface, I have a new name for you." "You do?" "Yeah, I thought this one up. I thought it was pretty good. Tell me what you think about it. How about we call you Torchy?" Everybody in the room smiled and laughed. "Yeah, Torchy, I like that. That's fun." "That sounds good. It doesn't sound like a scary blaze. It's got a good ring to it. Torchy it is. Until further notice, I may want to change my name again, but right now, we'll stick with Torchy." Torchy smiled, a big smile. Everybody finished their breakfast, which was delicious French toast with syrup and cake and soda and candy.
What kind of a breakfast is that?
They needed lots of energy.
There's different ways to get
So they ate all that food and they all felt sick.
Apparently.
And then Lumpy said, "Hey guys, come here. I was thinking about this," as he was stuffing another piece of French toast in his mouth. He was hard to understand with a mouthful of food. "So, I was thinking maybe stabbing the Enderman is a bit too violent." Oh, sorry. And he washed it down with some orange juice. "Maybe stabbing the Enderman is a bit too violent, you know? What if I accidentally hurt him? Or what if the enchantment wears off and then I actually kill the Enderman rulers? That wouldn't go over too well. Do you think we could enchant maybe like a cake and make it a cake of healing and put that on top of the iron pillar that the Enderman ruler wanted? And maybe we could all dress like Endermen like it's a party? What do you guys think about that? Should we do that?" Everybody kind of laughed and said, "That sounds kind of weird, but I guess not as weird as stabbing somebody to heal them. So, okay, I guess we could give it a try, but maybe we should check with the Enderman King or the freed ruler. We should also find out his name. You know, just when if we end up getting to know 12 of these guys plus the king, we should probably know their names, don't you think?" "That's a good idea." So they went out into the field and did just like what the Enderman ruler said. And they waited till the night came. And sure enough, the Enderman ruler appeared and spoke to all of them at the same time in their heads, because they didn't speak with their normal mouths. And then Logan said, "Well, before you leave, or before we forget, what's your name? So that we can know and tell all of you guys apart, because honestly, all of you Endermen look the same." The Enderman laughed. He said, well, we can tell each other apart, but I guess I could see how you guys can't. Well, I'll tell you my name, but I don't think you'll be able to pronounce it. The Enderman ruler spoke his name, which sounded so weird. It just sounded like a weird noise that no human mouth could pronounce. It was something so weird that they all just kind of looked at each other like, really? That's this guy's name? So they decided that they would just come up with their own name for these guys. So they finished talking to the Enderman ruler and said, well, what if we made a cake and Anderson put on a potion of healing, and we thought maybe we could all dress up like Endermen, having an Enderman party, and maybe get one of you guys to eat the cake instead? Do you think that would work? Because we just don't like stabbing you guys. It's kind of creepy. Well, we do like cake, the Enderman ruler said. But I don't know if it's going to have the same magic power. So we could give it a shot. I'm going to see if I can get the Enderman rulers to follow me. If anything, chase me here. And then you guys just play some music and dance around dressed like Enderman. And offer him some cake. And we'll see what happens. But keep that sword on standby just in case. So that's what they did. They played some fun music, danced around. Lumpy suggested to Anderson to dump on more healing potion onto this cake. Really soak it in there.
He should bake it into the cake.
Well, the cake was already baked. So he poured it in, and he had to scrape off the frosting because it got soggy like a sponge. But the rain stopped, by the way. There was no cakes in the rain, which is a song. But that's for another story.
It's like the song.
It is. It's called Someone Left a Cake Out in the Rain.
It really sounded like a song.
So,
Can we listen to that tomorrow?
yeah, I'll play that for you later.
Yeah.
So, the party started. The music was playing. The guest of honor was about to arrive. The Enderman ruler appeared. Said, okay, you guys, our first customer's coming. It was funny that he called them a customer. And then he said, I got to get out of here. He's chasing me. So he'll show up. And then give him a piece of cake. So they waited. The Enderman ruler disappeared. And then a cursed Enderman ruler showed up. Here he was, looking around, confused, just like the other Enderman was the night before, looking at short Endermans. But this time it was even more confusing because they were having a dance party in the field with music and cake. Kitty Ranger took a slice of cake and held it up to the Enderman. It was falling apart because it was so soaked with the healing potion.
Who would want to eat that?
The Enderman looked at it, bent over because he was so tall, sniffed it, and then opened his mouth and chomped it right out of Kitty Ranger's hand and slimed Enderman spit all over her hands. And because The Enderman suits were made out of black wool. The Enderman got a big mouthful of wool along with the cake. And he started shaking his head. And before he could finish either chewing or spitting out or whatever he was going to do, the healing potion kicked in. And the Enderman ruler flopped on the ground like he died. Then the Enderman stood up and fell backward. Lumpy looked over to Anderson. What was in that healing potion? Nothing. It was just a healing potion. Are you sure? Let me see the bottle. Lumpy picked up the bottle. It was a sleeping potion. Oh, great. Now we have a sleeping Enderman. Well, since he's asleep, I guess it wouldn't hurt if we stabbed him with the sword. So they poked him with the sword, and it healed him. The Enderman woke up, and he said, "Oh my goodness, I have a headache." And the other Enderman ruler, who was freed the night before, who told them his name, but they couldn't understand it, went up to his other friend of the ruler Enderman class and spoke in Ender. The Enderman stood up and looked around at these fake little Endermen. The music was still playing. And he said, "You guys are nuts. But thank you. And why does my arm hurt?" Because that's where Lumpy stabbed him.
And why does my arm hurt?
And does anyone have a bed? I'm really tired. The Enderman explained to the newly released and newly uncursed Enderman what was going on. He agreed that the party idea was good, but maybe tomorrow let's use actual healing potion.
Not maybe.
And maybe instead of a big soppy cake that's like it was left out in the rain, you can bake it in. And we can see what happens. So now they had two Enderman rulers in on the plan. And they would reconvene the next day for another Enderman party. And if it could go as well as planned, as well as it went this night, then they knew in no time at all, speaking of time at all, in no time at all, they would be able to release all of the cursed Enderman rulers from the hypnotic curse, and they could save the kingdom of the Enderman. It was getting late, and the music was getting old because it kept playing the same song all night. So everybody decided, let's just go to bed, and we'll see you tomorrow. And that is the end of episode 17. Dun, 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 dun. What did you guys think about that one?
Good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Did you like it better than stabbing the Enderman?
Yeah. I could like in my head I'm watching like an animated version, kind of. You know.
Yeah.
It was like, here's a cake. So did I. I just imagined your skin. I just imagined your skin. And then
Your skin, your woolly skin coming off?
no, I just.
Isn't that gross?
I know.
Mouthful of wool
And then I just.
with cake
And
mixed
I
in
just
it?
imagined
That's like eating a sponge with cake in it.
Ew. Sponge cake.
And then just.
And then you have a slimy Enderman slime hand.
And I'm like wobbling up.
Okay, well, that's the end of tonight's story. I'm glad you guys liked it.
That was funny.
I won't make them all scary.
Hey.
You guys
It's still
are.
playing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still recording. Okay, good night.
Good night, everybody.